hope everybody's doing great. I'm actually in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm on McGregor Boulevard. I'm going to be turning on Colonial and getting on the 75. I'm going to be going north, but I hope everybody's doing great today and feeling good and everything else. It is pretty warm out tonight, 95 degrees, and it is nice out here today. It's 5/23 Thursday, and Chabela. I hope everybody's doing good. You know, it's really, this drive-by, I'm going to talk a little bit about tech support companies. Now, when you hear everything from Trump, and we're talking about, you know, when Trump says it about outsourcing jobs and everything, and yes, there is. Look at that truck, how high that is. Cool. It's friggin' ridiculous because they are outsourcing everything. You know, I do a lot of service work, okay? Today I was on 2 service calls. Yesterday I was on 2 service calls. The day before that I was on 2 service calls. So I do a lot of service calls. I guess I'm a whore. I work for multiple companies doing service calls. I know the system. I know how the system plays. I know about waiting on hold and getting paid and all that shit. So I kind of know what the system's like. And so I've been around the block a few times. I'm not a spring chicken. And more and more of the companies, I would have to say 95% of them, I'm always talking to somebody foreign, and that's usually the support companies. So I'll call one company, and it'll be a support company logging something in. They're all done overseas, and I even ask people, hey, where are you? When I do HP stuff, they say, oh, we're in Costa Rica. I says, really? And when I talk to Dell, they say, we're in India. And when I talk to NCR, they say, we're in Serbia. And then when I ask, this other company I work for, some smaller ones, 5 or 6 of them, they're all like in different parts of the country, Albania, India. I would say probably that most of them are like in Costa Rica and India. So they're all over the place. And, it's ridiculous. They're building giant, beautiful call centers in these other countries, built multi-million dollar call centers, giant big ones. And it's unfathomable, how they do this, and all the jobs. Look how beautiful this is. Can you see the trees? Let me try to zoom out a little. Okay, you're gonna get look at that. See those trees? This looks a lot like Miami. See all these trees on the left and the right? Isn't that beautiful? That's some gorgeous scenery. I've always thought this is probably one of the most beautiful stretches with all these palm trees to the left and to the right. It just looks so gorgeous, doesn't it? I'll give you a shot there of it. Give you a little better shot. But isn't that gorgeous? And there is actually, I think, what's over here? Some kind of museum or something. It's what is it? There's something. I think we might have already passed it. But anyway, isn't that beautiful? And all those palms there are not native to Florida. Okay. The only thing that's native to Florida are there's a certain kind of palm tree. The name slips my mind now, but most palm trees are not native. They're the ones here on the left. You see those big giant ones? Those are native. But the real thin ones, like sable plums, and when you see in the distance here, these real fancy ones on the left, and some of the ones right on the right, you see those are not native to Florida. They actually they bring them in here, so those are not native to Florida. But the big cabbage palms are. Those are natives to Florida. Those look totally different. Cabbage palm is like right there. See that big one? Those big ones on the fence. Not these tall, thin ones. The ones with the tall gray stalks are not. I think those are sable palms or something. And I think they're from like Asia, or Costa Rica, or something like that. But anyway, so let's get back on our discussion here. You see so many companies now moving overseas. It's ridiculous. It never made sense to me. You make a product in the United States, you manufacture it overseas, you send out your support overseas, you have technicians out here you hire because you have to, and you don't pay them much and they go out and replace the parts. But all your profits, going to some fat cat on his boat, David Dell or whoever, And Dell computers, I'm telling you, that's one of them. There isn't many Dell computers I would buy. I mean, I would not buy a Dell computer. I don't recommend a Dell computer if you're going to buy a computer. I'd recommend an HP over Dell any day. Or a Sony or something. Dell, they make a lot of cheap computers and stuff, but all their manufacturing is overseas. I think HP too is 70% is overseas, so just about everything is overseas in this country. I don't think you can buy any computers or electronics at all made in there, but if I had a choice between HP and Dell, I'd probably go with HP. But yeah, it's really crazy. But I wanted to bring that up, and that's just something about tech support. And I know this firsthand because I do tech support for a living. So I know, and I'm always talking on the phone, and everybody's got a foreign accent. And some people have the foreign accent so bad they can't even speak. I mean, I've been on the phone with people talking to them, and their accent was so heavy, I could not understand them. I mean, that's bad. Yeah, it is. I could not even understand the person. I would have to, I didn't want to tell the guy, hey, you know, I don't understand because your accent's so bad. I would have to say, you know, we got a bad connection, could you repeat it? But, you know, those people that have them heavy accents probably are used to it. And it looks like we got a little bit of traffic jam here, too. But I'll be turning up here on Colonial Boulevard, and then it'll get me to the 75. But, you know, I wanted to bring that up, and, yeah, it is ridiculous. It is crazy what these companies are doing. And they're allowed to leave. They're allowed to go overseas, and you know, the people overseas, Serbia, these big call centers, India and stuff, Costa Rica, they're flourishing because their call centers are getting giant. And, you know, they're getting money in that they never had money before, so they have a very good standard of life is going up. While the American are the people buying the damn computers, they don't have jobs here. I mean, David Dell, come on, friggin' asshole. You know, why don't you open some plants here and employ some people here? It's un-American. It's ridiculous. Or HP, why don't you do more service and, you know, more support here than sending all your business over to Costa Rica and shit? Because they want to save money and they want to make more money. That's the bottom line. You know, that's the nail in the coffin right there. But thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. I wanted to bring that up and, you know, just let you know. It really is a big ripoff, the way these companies are allowed to go overseas and, you know, give the business to everybody else and not to us. And, you know, we're losing money. And, you know, I have no choice when I call my tech support. It's overseas or, you know, or I don't work. But thank God there's some technicians out here where they'll hire you to do something. But most of the, like I say, the tech support, the call centers are all overseas. And those guys are probably not making much money. But, you know, if you're used to living in India where you only made, you know, $2 an hour and they give you 8 or 9 or 10, that's a lot of money. Because I heard, like, especially, I think it's India, everybody usually rides bikes there. But now they're actually getting cars. Of course, they can get a car for like $2,500, you know, a real cheap one. But they're able to afford one now because now they have jobs out there. Whereas people out here, there's no affordable cars. All the cars are 20, 30 grand, right? There's no $2,500 car here. So, you know, the income doesn't go along with what you're spending, you know. I mean, you almost have to make, I mean, really, in today's world, I mean, you got to make at least 30 bucks an hour, right? You should be making at least 30 bucks an hour, you know, but by 40 hours, you figure that's $1,200 a week. You got to make at least, that's $4,000. That's, you know, you got to make 50 grand a year. If you're single, maybe less, but I mean, you got to make that. I mean, out there in those countries, they don't care. I mean, they probably could make 20 grand, 15 grand, because everything's cheaper. You can buy a car for $2,500. Here, a car's $25,000. Everything's 10 times. So you should be getting more money. So if they make money, you know, $6 an hour there, of course you're not going to get 60. But like I say, I mean, really, $30 is, you know, probably the minimum for, you know, a livable wage. And if you got a family, I mean, you got to be making maybe 50 bucks an hour at least, you know. If you're doing contracting, you can make less. You can make 40 because, you know, there's not a lot of stuff comes out of it, and there's ways to do multiple jobs and stuff. But if you're working for a person, you know, you gotta make. should be 50 bucks an hour. I mean, that's probably what you need to make, 50. And if you're not making 50, it's a pain. But there's not a lot of $50 an hour jobs out there, so a lot of times you have to do your own thing, you know. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up, and I'm on Colonial Boulevard now. I just got to turn over here so I don't end up in over there. But there's some more pretty palm trees, but like I say, those are not native to Florida. All those big ones. I think they're sable palms. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day, and God bless you.